Sup, my name is Ryu for the Council Network, and it's time to rumble. Anyways, guys, we're talking about Backlash that was only on the network for $9.99. It's free this month. I'm not getting sponsored to say that, I just thought it'd be funny to put that there. Anyways, so much happened, and someone quote me if I'm wrong. I could have swore in one of the WWE Network promos, on the network, of course, because they got to promote it there too, that there was a promo of Hulk Hogan, just a snippet of Hulk Hogan. Oh yeah, brother! Could it be that Hulk Hogan's coming back to WWE? I don't know. It would make sense for WrestleMania, given that they're probably just, they gave it time to fully disclose or whatnot. I'm not going to get into that whole mess, but all I want to say is it was a fantastic pay-per-view. They ran for almost 3 hours, and I cannot believe it was a 3-hour show with 6 matches. The thing with this SmackDown Live pay-per-view, which surprised me, is that each match was basically, it wasn't rushed, there was no rush finishes, there was no stupid parts to it. It was just a coherent wrestling event, and yeah, you had some moments that were a little, okay, did that really just happen? But that's okay, because at the end of the night, we got everything we wanted outside of the Miz retaining. Fuck the Miz. I'll get to that in a minute. But there's been a few shocking things, a few one major heel turn, and just things that kind of threw me off. And the first thing I'll admit is, since this was the first pay-per-view since the brand split, where, you don't have the entire WWE roster, I was sitting there going, so when is Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens gonna fight? And it was weird because you get so used to it, but I digress. That was hilarious. So let's talk about matches. Enough talking about like random shit. Let's talk about matches. The first match was the women's 6-pack match, and I'll be honest, that actually surprised the hell out of me. Goddamn WWE. The obvious choice to put the belt on, for SmackDown would have been Nikki Bella, because she's done it before, and you can look, but you can't touch. I'm not going to do that whole thing, but you get the point, because say what you will, but she knows how to carry it and make you either hate her or love her. People behind her, because she's, neck injury and everything, but it was great. Every woman in this thing, and Alexa Bliss, oh my god. She looked like something between Harley Quinn and Lollipop Chainsaw, and that's not a bad thing at all. Which is the reason I bring it up. I was on Twitter, and she was trending on Twitter. Not for her Muscle and Fitness magazine, but because she came out in pigtails, and I was just like, the girl can wrestle. I'm sorry, the woman can wrestle, with all respect. She is amazing talent in the ring and has put so many of those so-called divas to shame. She's athletic, she may be the shortest one, but who gives a shit? I would love to see her as a heel champion one day. I really would. Tonight, I had to root for Becky. Part of me wanted to root for Natalya because Natalya... Oh, and Naomi, because none of them, they all deserve... Like, every one of those 6 deserves the title. They were workhorses of the women's division. I'll be completely honest when I say that. I don't care who won, because that match was quality. I'm actually surprised. I was a little sad that Alexa Bliss went out first, and I was like, no, it should have been like Carmella taking out Nikki Bella first, because then it's like, oh my god, Nikki Bella's not winning, and it's just like so one of these is going to be the champ, not Nikki? Like, that's how I would have booked it. That's just me. Made Alexa look a little bit stronger than she did. I mean, she looked great in the ring regardless, but, it's just one of those things I was like, come on, you got to give it to her. You got to give it to her. So, obviously, after Alexa was taken out of the match, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Carmella got the pin on Nikki, which is huge, because Carmella is a great worker in the ring as well, and her time in NXT, she's really went from just manager of Enzo and Cass into her own role, and I love watching her, and her getting that win over Nikki was huge. And honestly, it's such a fresh rivalry. I'm so willing to watch it on pay-per-view for the next 3 months. I really am. WWE, be smart. Only book it twice. And then go for, just like have one of them go for the title. Make it happen. So Natalya took out Naomi. Naomi took out Alexa. I'm not sure who took out Natalya, though. I'm not sure. I want to say Carmella, but I'll be honest. I had to go use beds. So, it was down to Carmella and it was Becky in the ring. And then, of course, Becky had the armbar, baby. It's fire. I love that Becky has won the title. I cannot wait to just see how long she holds the title for. Let her hold it all the way past WrestleMania, goddammit. Let her have it. Because honestly, that match she had at WrestleMania stole the fucking show. And I know Becky, with anyone who can wrestle, will put on one hell of an amazing show every single night. Now, the Bray and Randy thing, I'm going to explain it to you guys who may not know. For those of you who already know, you can pretty much skip ahead a little bit. So Randy Orton from SummerSlam still has a concussion because of what Brock did to him. Now, instead of pretty much just skipping the match, they let Bray technically win by beating him up and faking the injury, and of course having that match with Kane, which actually turned out to be a very, very what the fuck, oh my god, this is a good match, but we'll talk about it when we get to it. Usos are heel now. They don't wear the face makeup. They're not cool with the kids. They're coming out in like white hoods and black pants and just like, oh yeah, you don't want to love us. We don't love you. We don't give a shit about you. Well, someone didn't get their pizza on Friday. God damn yous. It was them versus the Hype Bros, and the winner of that match would go on to fight Heath Slater and Rhino. I can't wait to talk about that. It just makes me giddy. It makes me so giddy. We go fight them two for the tag team titles. So Hype Bros lost to Usos. Obviously, you're gonna have heel versus what is it, face? If I'm getting my terminology right here, you're gonna have them two go against each other because it makes it more interesting. But Becky, oh god, Becky, so good. I can't wait till they like show Becky her, I don't know what they call it, the metal that is inside that turns out, and they put the custom plates. They take out the plates, and I can't wait to see that video. And like, you know, just I cannot wait at all. So next match was Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz. I think we can all agree we hate The Miz at this point. Everyone's rooting for Dolph, and honestly, it's probably, I hate to sound this way, it's the lowest point of the night because it's the middle match, and on top of that, you pretty much go in hating The Miz, which is what he does best, but still. But love him or hate him, agree with him, disagree with him, he's right. Dolph Ziggler's been on a losing streak, and he's still title shot after title shot, and I can understand what really solidified this whole match, even though they've done this 1,000 times, these two. Not exact 1,000 times, but it feels that way. Is that The Miz hit real serious points going into it, and it wasn't even against Dolph. It was against Daniel Bryan. And that alone pretty much cements it, but I honestly think someone else should go for the title instead of just Apollo Crews or Dolph Ziggler. I would love to see Baron Corbin go at it with The Miz. I want to see what them two can do in the ring together. But WWE just doesn't want to book a heel versus heel match, regardless what it is. Just create so much. Like, does that make The Miz face, or does that make Baron Corbin face? No, you keep them both heels. They hate each other. They want to just put them in a match and let them kill each other. That's kind of the thing. So then we get to the Bray Wyatt versus Kane in a no holds bar match, which was actually a lot better than I was expecting, and the finisher was hilarious. But Bray mocking Randy Orton was asking for trouble since the moment he fucking started it. And I love that Randy came out, gave him an RKO, and slithered away like a snake. Like, okay, you wanted to fuck with the snake, you got bit, and you got laid the fuck out by Kane. This is actually good for Kane, because I was thinking to myself before, you know, they made the announcement that it was going to be Kane versus Bray in a no-hold bar. I was like, man, Kane has not been on a pay-per-view in a while. I know he's getting up there in age and whatnot. He was there during the Attitude Era, and they're probably just trying to give him a break or something. But I wouldn't mind seeing Kane right now. And I know that's crazy. It's like saying you wouldn't mind seeing the Big Show. But honestly, the Big Show's on his last run. Let him have his last run. He earned it. And let him have his wins. He earned it. Kane did too. And when they're ready to go, let them go. That's it. That's it. That's how I see it. But that was hilarious. You mock Randy Orton and you put Kane through an announcement table, but you still lose the match because of the simple fucking fact you mock Randy, which is like mocking a snake, and he came out and you got bit. And you shouldn't get bit. You shouldn't, because you know why? You shouldn't have mocked him. If you didn't mock him, it wouldn't have happened. Alright, let's talk about the last two matches. Heath Slater and Rhino versus the Usos. I swear, I'm gonna go back to like that moment in time when I was watching. I said to myself, I swear, if the Usos win this shit, it will be the biggest disgrace for Heath Slater. Like, wait, what? Like months ago, we did not care about Heath. No one cared about Heath Slater. He was a low card, super lower than Fandango, and it was just like, okay, he's there, whatever. Actually, you know what? He was lower than Jack Swagger, who hasn't been seen on television in a long while. Yeah, that's pretty bad. And what did they do with him on SmackDown and Raw? Started as a free agent thing that apparently he was going to go to Evolve. And then obviously, I guess because the fans got behind him and he started getting momentum, that they started putting him in more and more stuff. And then, of course, he went into the tag teams and he was with Rhino, which is awkward because Rhino beat him for, a contract with SmackDown. But then you get into a situation where you're rooting for Heath Slater. WWE knows how to still do booking, apparently, because it was the finest booking of a WWE superstar in months. You took someone who wasn't ever relevant for the most part, and you had him boost all the way up to mid-card, high mid-card. That's good. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't see Heath turn around being a world champion. That could happen. I'm not going to fucking deny it. But the way he took out both Usos with, I didn't catch the name of it, but it looked like a reversed RKO, which is fine by me, or neckbreaker, one of the two. But it was great. I loved it. It showed what he can do, and Rhino, putting that the finish, Rhino's spear, and then he's getting the pin. That was some tag team stuff. That's what I want to see. This is a tag team that doesn't make sense, but they just click. I love it. And him winning the belt and getting his contract is actually, it had me shocked. I was like, oh my god. They did the thing. They did the deed that they said they weren't going to do, but they did anyway. Now the final thing we will talk about tonight. And it is the hardest decision to who to root for. And I was rooting for both. I didn't care who won. I didn't want the match to end at times. And I'm telling you, AJ Styles should just be Wrestler of the Year for 2016, honestly, at this fucking point. Everyone he has a match with, it's a quality 5-star match or better. Which is scary because most people say Roman Reigns can't wrestle. But the two of them back-to-back went amazing. Oh, also, I want to mention that AJ Styles has fought Seth Rollins in the past before. Now, the reason I bring this up, AJ has beaten all 3 members of the Shield. He beat Ambrose tonight, he beat Reigns before, and he beat Seth Rollins prior to Seth Rollins hitting NXT, or FCW. That makes me laugh. I said this on the SmackDown Live breakdown review thing. I said that they need to put the title on AJ. It's not a sign of disrespect when I say it, but he's not getting younger. And the time you have with Ambrose isn't so limited like it is with AJ, because AJ is pretty much, I'm coming to WWE, I want to be champion, and, if tomorrow comes after my contract expires and I don't want to do it no more, at least I could say I was champion and I did everything. He needs this title run. And honestly, I think the perfect way to really cap it off, to really cement it, will be him versus John Cena. I know we've seen John Cena in the title picture so many times, but for Cena to break or, just have Ric Flair's, tie with them for the amount of titles, I think that will not only cement AJ and Cena in one of the greatest feuds for the title this time around, but I know we just came off of that, so I'm not saying right now. Right now, I want to see more Ambrose and AJ, because, oh my god, that match was just fucking on fire. And the dirty finish pretty much means that there's going to be another match, and I'm okay with that. Ambrose didn't lose clean, even though AJ pretty much looked like he had him. I think the Clash of Styles was fine. AJ is a little bit shorter than Ambrose, so sometimes, like with Cena, it's a lot harder to really hook it on for him. That's just my stance on it. Regardless, it was still smooth. It looked great. I had no issue with it. I don't know about you guys. But honestly, the one thing that kind of just drove me nuts throughout the match was I didn't know who the fuck to root for, because I wanted to see both of these guys just walk away with the title. And it's a crazy moment because at the end of the night it couldn't happen. But that is some freaking just great booking. And I gotta say, Dean hasn't had the greatest title run. I think he would do better as a heel than a face. He'd just be a better heel champion than he would be for a face champion. But he's funny, so I'm okay with it either which way. I just hope that Dean Ambrose gets another title shot later down the line in about 6 to 9 months. Just keep him in the title picture. Let him have the next 2-3 pay-per-views going for the title, and then probably just have AJ retain it. Have a good run with AJ because AJ can carry it. I can't wait for Nakamura to come up. What I want to still see, and I haven't said it, but now I can, now that AJ has the strap, is this happened in New Japan Wrestling. I want to see AJ Styles versus Nakamura for the SmackDown champion. Now, I think Nakamura would probably hit Raw, but see, this is the kind of thing I hate the draft about, because Nakamura is kind of one of those guys I want to see just wrestle everyone on the roster at least once. I don't even care if it's Big Show. I just honestly think Nakamura is so fucking good. But I know Nakamura is not even relevant to the video because we're talking about, Backlash, and he's in NXT currently as a champ, but I just daydream it. AJ Styles, honestly, right now, a main roster, currently active, that doesn't count Finn because Finn is obviously injured, is probably the best wrestler they have at the moment. For the smoothness in the ring, just the way he carries himself, every time he has a match, even if it's a squash match, I can't take my eyes off of it. This man fucking draws me into watching the product. And I gotta say, for the first SmackDown pay-per-view, it left me wanting more. Only 6 fucking, matches, but it felt 10 times better than Raw, and it had the same time slot. So obviously, if we take that knowledge, Raw is doing something wrong with their product. I'm being completely honest. Because I'm not asking for a title match after title match, on Monday Night Raw week after week. But you're going to have the Cruiserweight Classic. You're going to have the tag team division on, the Raw version. You're going to have the U.S. champion. You're going to have the women's division. You're going to have the Universal title. There's plenty of stuff to be worked with Raw. You have a 3-hour program. Why can't you book it like you booked this? This was booked amazing. I don't think anyone went home saying, wow, Backlash is the worst pay-per-view of the year. No, it was probably one of the best, even rivaling fucking WrestleMania, dare I say. Because WrestleMania this year was kind of SummerSlam was kind of too. Oh, wait, no. If we count NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, I'm sorry. There's no topping that. There's no topping that. But, let me know what you guys think down below, and we're going to be getting out that Dragon Ball Super review fairly shortly. Probably after this, it'll be the closer to the night video. I just want to say thank you guys for getting us past 500. You have my gratitude, and we're pretty much super close to breaking that 600. So if you like the content, make sure to subscribe for more, and I'll see you on the next video as always. Ryu out.